the Antichrist. I was 13 years old. She didn't even blink. She said no, but he will present the mark. And when you see him do that, the Antichrist will take the stage. I never told what he did.
Is he human? I asked my aunt. She's like, I don't know. Those Illuminati. Okay, he opened up something, a portal, a Stargate, whatever. But he was excited, and he was jumping up and down. And
he was able to open up a Stargate in his room.
Whatever you want to
Ultimately, we will all upload our minds to the computers.
What?
And everyone will just be robots.
Sincerely trying to save the world?
Well, I'm trying to do good things.
But you're trying to do good things and you're a billionaire. I mean,
yeah.
That seems a little bit like either superhero or supervillain. You have to choose one. You sincerely think that we should go to Mars, like that men and women should go to Mars.
Yeah.
Why do we want to go to Mars? It's uninhabitable.
That's true.
It is. Like, you have to be in like domes and everything.
Initially?
Domes.
Yes.
Really? How long before we could turn Mars into someplace where we could live?
It is a fixer-upper of a planet. So first, you're going to have to live in transparent domes, but eventually you can transform Mars into an Earth-like planet.
How would you do that?
Just warm it up. If you
with
want,
a blanket or with what? How would you warm Mars up?
There's the fast way and the slow way.
Okay. Give me the fast way.
The fast way is drop thermonuclear weapons over the poles.
You're a supervillain. That's what a supervillain does.
Yeah.
I believe there's some explanation for this universe, which you might call God.
Elon Musk, thank you for an amazing conversation.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Fascinating.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Watch out for 666.
In a vision of the future, I saw in a vivid dream that the hour is soon coming when men will become machines. A new one world order will rise and then demand that all the world's people receive their scientific brand. I saw a tiny pre-programmed computer chip so thin, implanted in men's foreheads underneath their skin, linking all its errors to the system's central brain. The master computer that over them will reign.
Watch out for 666 and their computer chip that is designed to strip you on your self-control. Don't sell your soul.
Elon's got his best intentions at heart, because at the end of the day, this is the man that's talking about putting chips in people's heads.
Well, yeah, there's no light without dark.
So there is a dark essence to him.
100. Well, of course there is. Of course there is.
So what is that in your opinion?
Well, yeah, I mean, you can look at Elon from your perspective, and you can say he's an evil person who's trying to make cyborgs control us all, or you can say he's a person who's trying to advance technology and help people who can't walk again.
Which one do you believe he is?
I don't have to believe he's either one, because...
But you would have a belief.
No, but I like Elon. So I believe he's intelligent enough to understand that if the technology can be invented, it will be invented. So good or bad actually has nothing to do with it. If the technology can be invented, it will be. The clouds are here, it's gonna rain. You can say whether that rain is good or bad. You can sit around and talk about how the rain is necessary for the plants to grow, or how the rain's gonna get you wet and you're getting pneumonia and die. You can decide if the rain's good or bad. That doesn't stop the rain coming. So his argument is pretty simply that if we don't make the technology, someone else will. And I actually believe I have better intentions, or America as an entity has better intentions than if the Chinese get to the technology before we do, because it's coming either way. So I don't think good and bad actually has anything to do with it. Every single thing that's invented could have been used for good and could have been used for bad. A car is used for good and bad. A gun is used for good and bad. A fork is used for good and bad. There's nothing that's ever been invented that wasn't used for both good and bad. Is it a scary future that we can imagine with AI and chips in our brains? Absolutely.
But isn't it even scarier that the man that controls the AI, that controls the chips, that controls the car, that's collecting all the data, that's controlling the robots, that's putting the chip in your head and firing the satellites up that are doming over you? Isn't it the man's the same guy that controls all of that? Isn't that dangerous?
You're right. That gives him a lot of power. So then let's analyze this. It gives him almost unchecked, unprecedented power. You're right. So he's monopolized power because he's monopolized very important industries, which are going to be innovative and control the future and control different planets, perhaps. But how do you fix that? I mean, we can try and break up his monopoly, but if he's the only one with the expertise, then the technology simply doesn't get invented at all by the West. There's a technology wall around China. So I would argue, we talk about things like Neuralink. China probably has it too. It's just not on videos and no one talks about it. There's a technology wall. Truthfully, it's a technology race between the Chinese and the West. That's what's happening.
But you've always said that you're a man of God.
Correct.
And in the Bible and in the Quran, it talks about, you know, people in sheep's clothing coming into this world, looking like a saint, but not being that way.
I don't think he's a saint. I don't think he's a saint. What I'm saying is, if we prevent Elon from having a monopoly over industries that he's the most competent in, that he's the only person who can advance us as quickly as he's advancing us in, if we slow him down via regulation or we slow him down out of fear, it does not stop these things being made. Instead, they're going to be made by a different culture that we don't understand behind a technology wall, who might weaponize these things against us. AI, within 50 years, is going to be at a level where it can destroy humanity, one way or another. Do we want Elon to make it, or do we want the Chinese to make it? It's getting made. My argument would be, if I had to flip a coin, I would choose somebody who believes in Western ideals above somebody who has no interest in me or doesn't think like me or doesn't understand me when I talk.
I think either of those parties having that monopoly of control is a dangerous.
Oh no, there's no doubt about that. The thing is, how do you stop it?
Well,
it's
like
an arms race.
Yeah,
it's an arms race.
Drop that. Drop that. For me, what? Work it. Get down, get down. Work it. Drop that.
Ultimately, we will all upload our minds to the computers.
What?
And everyone will
All I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.